Hello, welcome, what's good guys? Tone here, ready to do some more Slice and Dice today, continuing our current ongoing run. Looks like we're just about at the halfway point here on level 10. We have a streak on the line, and I haven't played this run in a whole week. You guys will be seeing me upload these back to back probably, but there is like a wide break for me for a few reasons, and that is not ideal conditions for me generally to be picking up a game like this, especially with like stakes on the line if we care about our streak at all. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes, especially in Slice and Dice. I kind of go off of like intuition and get into like a groove as I'm playing, and you know, based on your last several floors, you'll be like, oh, this guy isn't doing anything in my party, or this item needs to be like here to do well, and you kind of lose that when you're just jumping into a run cold. And speaking of cold, it also means you don't get like a warm-up of sorts. I had this experience long ago playing NetHack, where I'd frequently leave games aside like for weeks at a time, and then I'd come back to them, and I'd almost always die like instantly. Usually like not just because I'm not like aware of like the game state, but just because, like I said, you need to warm up a bit. You just do something stupid, like you're not using consumables as frequently as you would be if you had been playing through the whole dungeon and stuff like that. So that's the thing. And this is already a pretty difficult run, if I recall, so this should be interesting. But let's get in here and see how we are doing here. So reminders here, we're on level 10 here. We have monster HP plus. They get an extra hit point for every 3 they start with. Monster rights +1 to the rightmost monster side. And our defeated heroes return at 2 hit points, revive 2 HP. Instead of their usual half. And here is our current state. We have one more promotion to level 2 to get our gray up there. Actually, we're getting that right now. And you can take a look at this while I give my usual reminder that if you'd like to support this channel and my other projects, you can do so over at patreon.com/tonehack. So feel free to give that a look if you would like to show some support. And actually, I should take a good look at this real quick. Fiend is good on this floor because of burn baby burn. Balance is good there too, but burn is cheaper. It's easier to cast on turn 1 and such. Brute, I think all around is pretty solid. Druid, what do you normally have under here? Mana. Do we want more mana actually? Mana is good with this lightning rod. This is pretty strong though, especially with these Sedules that have 8 health now, and this could do 4 damage to them potentially. We keep that on there. I don't know, there's a lot of enemies there. There's a grave, so being able to cast more like balance and such could be good. It's only 1 grave and no bones though, so it's not gonna be like your typical bones floor. We're getting AoE is like really strong. Honestly, it's better if you could just burst down 1 bones a turn when you have a grave like this, instead of trying to do AoE to take down many bones. Spellblade, without a lot of great copycat targets, except for this is an intriguing one with the lightning rod. Copycatting growth can be interesting because this being a base 2 pip copycat thing is pretty good. Although again, we don't want to copycat single use. It's decent with the self shield. Not a whole lot going for the copycat there. Let's see what our promotions are. We have the statue and the cleric. The statue is pretty incredible with the lightning rod, but I don't see any other side replacers for them. They're really good with the lightning rod. Speaking of which, the lightning rod would be great on this floor if I didn't have AoE spells for these illusions, but I do. I don't think I'd take the statue just because I have lightning rod. How many items do we have? So we're gonna get a tier 5 item next. Are there any good side replacers coming up, potentially? There's too many items here to plan around like specific side replacers. Fairy packed lightning rod would be sick on the statue, even though you usually want those on separate characters. So if we have one side here that's usable, it's a very good side. I believe on 3 rerolls we hit that about 42% of the time. That means we only get the statue to do anything every 2 to 3 turns. And when it does do something, it can be like very, very powerful. So it's like a very high variance, high risk, high reward sort of play. And otherwise the statue is just soaking up hits, which I know a lot of people really advocate the blank side statue, like, hey, just having a meathead in the middle of your team that can take hits is good, but I mean, then what happens if they don't attack the statue? That's when you've got problems, and then you don't have anyone to block other people. So there's value to that, but I'm not super into that alone. I like to have some side replacers, and the statue can become incredible. They're just hard to take sometimes because I don't like to take a statue that's doing nothing and that we need to build into with other items. So yeah, every 2 to 3 turns we hit our good side. It's not even good in every fight, but the floors it's good on, when we can hit it early, it like wins us the floor on its own. I think we make a move like that if we think that our odds are so bad that we're going to be like losing soon anyways, and that we're going to need to get lucky on some big plays to make things happen. The cleric on the other hand has no hit points, hardly, but they will provide value essentially every turn. These sides, heal and shield 2, are really strong. That's potentially 4 health saved on a turn, which is like a very high value heal. It's versatile. If you just want to get 2 of that, you can either shield or heal someone that's not taking damage. They do +1 mana. That gives us a better chance to hit our breakpoints, especially if we're like really looking to hit our flame side here to burn the enemies. They have a cleanse, which can have a lot of value. Cleric, very versatile. This would power up the lightning rod a bit. We have a lot of mana sources on a lot of different heroes. I feel like some people are going to groan at this, but I think I take the cleric here. I don't think we are in that dire situation, and I think being able to get value every turn out of the cleric, like nearly guaranteed, even if it's not like mega like floor winning value, is the sort of like bonuses we need now. Because I think we're still like, this is going to be a tough floor for sure. These 8 hit point Sedules are no joke. 4 hit point Grave is annoying. Summoning 5 hit point Bones. And like, my squad isn't amazing, but I do like some of the things we've got going on. I think I take the cleric. I think this is just like consistent value instead of like high variance, like great value on the statue. And I think that's what's gonna like just keep our momentum going and push us towards a victory. You have low hit points, so I may as well throw this on you, which is just copying the Sapphire Skull. Do I want mana? Actually, where's the lightning rod go? I actually don't know if we put the lightning rod on anyone. I just feel like we're not going to have enough hit points to use it on this floor in particular. And we don't really need it as much, again, without illusions or like more bones starting. These Sedules have a lot of hit points, so I think it's going to be inconsistent to have like 2 Sedules at like low enough health where we can get like a lot of value out of the lightning rod. Like I might get like a 3 or 4 damage burst off once, which to kill something, which could be big. It'll probably offset that much damage to someone else. So maybe that's value there. Whereas Copycat, I guess Copycat's not doing much on its own either, is it? Okay, I think with the Copycat situation, we'll do that. I kind of want this on the Druid, although putting this on the Spellblade does make you like the mana. It lets us power this up more where we want it. I can use it to block to the pain that this would cause if we need to make a play like that. Although that's silly, if I was trying to block 2 damage, I'd probably just burst instead, right? I think we do this. 3 damage. It'll do 4 against the Sedules when they're at exactly half health. I think that looks good. Might make sense to put this on you in case I need to just let you suicide on that and get a Sapphire Skull proc. That probably makes sense in case I need to make a desperation play like that. Alright, let's get into this this floor here. Okay, the Grave is summoning 2 bones, which is not a good start. I guess I can stun the Grave, but I feel like we need to be doing damage, not stuff like that. We do have a lot of damage on these sides. No one's dying yet. The Sedules rolled low enough that it's not super pressing. They split their damage enough. I hit the mana to use burn, and people still aren't dying after the burn. Maybe I can afford to stun the Grave. That basically saves 10 health here. It doesn't help us get closer to killing the Sedules, which they have a lot of health. And I would like to get close to killing them. Can I kill one this round with this? I'd have to be able to do 4 damage. So burn, 2, burst. We can actually do that. I think I'm going to keep this. I think I keep all of this. What Sedul do we want to kill? Yellow makes sense because it lets our brute get a strong stun next turn potentially. Which stuns become pretty good when there's not a lot of enemies left, because it lets you just like dedicate one character to just like putting another character, like locking them up, and then you can focus the other one, which tends to be pretty good. It's bad early in fights when there's a lot of enemies on the table, like what this one was like. Although we're still using it on the first turn in this one. But it can be pretty nasty, or not that great there. This helps the cleric not have like no health, which is probably gonna be good because we might burn again next floor. Burn actually might not be great next floor if it's just 2 Sedules and a Grave. It is an easy way to do 1 damage to the Grave. We're gonna try and keep everyone topped off a bit, so we'll kill the gray one here. So Cruel, big damage there. Stun the Grave. This feels good. Now this Grave is tanky, and we have 2 tanky Sedules next to it. Oh my gosh, we just lucked out so hard on these Sedules. Both rolling 1. This is fortunate. Do I want this side? I think we close out this fight pretty fast here. I think I'll take that. We have 3 mana already. I think I take this. You're only at 2 health. This will be pretty good with the Spellblade if we do anything with them. This is probably a good set of rolls right here. Still have my Imbue, which doesn't look amazing on anything here. I can do it on the Fiend for +1 damage. Actually, I guess that makes sense. That lets us kill something. Oh, this already kills. And I wasn't actually using my charge for anything there. So if I want to imbue something, it makes sense to imbue the Fiend. It's actually kind of awkward now. If I'm not rampaging, I'm actually better off bursting, but then I'm using the mana. Maybe I don't want to use the mana for that. Interesting. I guess we'll just do this. Oh, I can kill you this turn too. But you're only doing 1 damage, and I think I want to save our mana. Actually, I'm gonna burn here. Tick down the grave, and then burn kills. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I think we have lethal already. Okay. Not too bad. Oh, let's see, what do we have here? 9 hit point quartzes. Oh my gosh, that's a big fanatic. Scary. 6 hit point whizzes. Yeesh, that monster hit points is making everything here nasty. Let's hope for a good item. Sling, add underdog to the bottom side, ×2 if the target has more HP than you. A lot of enemies have a lot of hit points. It works really well on heavy sides, so like because they always attack whoever's at most hit points. So potential 6 damage heavy side is pretty good. Getting on a dual use side like this, where you might be able to frequently get 2 mana generated by the Spellblade when they roll that, is pretty good. It's pretty decent. This feels a little weak for a tier 5. I don't know. Spell Heat, heal 3 to all sides with shields. This thing is incredible when you have like Bard or something to apply shields to a lot of enemies or a lot of your allies. I mean, even being able to spend 3 to heal and cleanse 3 on a single target is pretty strong. I've gotten a lot of value out of this item before. I feel like with our current comp, we're not going to get a lot of value out of this right away. Like, this already heals and shields. We'd mostly be using it for the cleanse. This guy has a bit of a cleanse already. We don't really like shielding with you. The brute shields themselves a lot. So we could potentially get... We pretty frequently have 2 to 3 heroes that could benefit from this, which is pretty good value. I don't know, I'm leaning towards the sling though. Just feels like good, consistent value. Random tier 5 is probably not terrible, honestly, either. There are a lot of things that wouldn't give us value now. We want value now. I kind of like this sling. I'm gonna take the sling. And I think I do throw in this brute, so maybe we can just smash the fanatic a little more. I mean, that does a lot. 6 damage to the quartzes is pretty good. I kinda like that on the heavy for now. It's plus 3 pips. It's pretty good, but this actually, like, it's small value, but it gives us a little bit of value on everything. I don't like the lightning rod in this fight. I think there's gonna be a lot of damage going around, so I don't really want to get pain on the spellblade. And there aren't like a lot of like smaller things where you get like big rampage chains going. I'm gonna just take this off, I think. I could put on the cleric if we just wanted to force some damage onto you, but I think you'll have plenty of value sustaining here, and you don't really have enough health to use this reliably. I'll keep that on you. This is actually pretty significant with the fanatic and the quartzes, I think. I can use that on the quartzes once they're down to 4 hit points. They're pretty much dead at that point with the shatter pip, but it's good against the fanatic as well. I think I'll leave those cruel sides there. And yeah, you can keep the skull. And yeah, I'll give you the skull. Okay, and we're offered a challenge, which I don't think we could take it. Because this is already like a really difficult looking floor, but what do you have? Short sword and citrine ring. Wow, that's a good combo. It's actually really, really nice. If we had this statue with this and those, that would be good. And you get to take these rewards before doing the floor. This looks like way too difficult of a floor though. I don't think there's like any possibility we can accept that. Even if I did have like a spicy statue combo or something. Oh, and our wizard is rolling. Wait, everyone's rolling the right sides. Why are you doing that? Wow, what a nasty first turn. So this wizard is about to add 15 hit points of enemies to the field. Cleric is about to be useless next turn. This is nasty. Okay. I could cleanse these. I don't think it would fully cleanse the weaken though. You're not taking damage. So re-rolling you makes sense. I think heavy attacks should only go into the fanatic, which I think we're okay with. If we can kill the fanatic next turn, we'd be very happy. We can also end up stunning the quartz. I think even hitting this is just going to be better than 2 damage. There's a lot of upside here since you're not taking damage to block. I doubt we use burn here either. Although getting... Is there any way we can stun the wizard? No, because I can only do... I could burn and balance and do 2 damage, which would normally do it, and that would have been incredible here. I don't think I have any other way to hit the back lines right now. I could hit balance twice. Is that even possible? I would need 7 total mana. It's like 3, 4, 5. No. It would have barely been possible if I kept mana on the druid. Wiz, that extra health pip looking really nasty here. Man, next turn's gonna be brutal. I can't believe they rolled that. And you're putting single use on the cleric, which is probably fine because they're getting weakened anyways. I guess you're re-rolling for cleanse shield makes sense. We're not going to use burn, so there's no healing to do this turn. I think I like this side. I don't know if I should roll to try and hit 3. But then this becomes 3, so every turn after becomes pretty good. I like the mana on this. We're gonna reroll these. Oh, I can stun the Wiz. That actually sounds huge. That sounds significant here. I don't know how we keep the cleric alive, but I can stun the Wiz. I really don't want to do 2 damage here without being able to heal. And then you become less consistent. I think we roll this. A little awkward. Can we keep you alive, cleric? Oh, backline! Shoot! I always forget that this is, this can't target the Wiz. I feel like I do that all the time. I want to stun the Wiz and I can't. Well, I guess the Brute... I would have re-rolled this. They can stun one of the Quartzes. I don't think we're gonna... We have to do like 9 damage to the Fanatic to get them into range for this. I might be able to stun the Fanatic next time though. Oh, that's awkward. Okay. I'm frightened of this floor. Holy cow. That monster writes. This is so much nastier than if they were only summoning 2. Alright, let's see then. What kind of damage do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5... So not quite enough to shatter a quartz. You are gonna have 13 health next turn, which is what you normally start with, I think. We're probably not killing you next turn either. I think we want to hope to stun you next turn. Well, that's a weird thing to hope for. Wow, this looks so dire. I'm actually terrified of these skeletons next turn. Like, this feels manageable. Add 3 skeletons is looking rough. Like, I don't think we'll be able to afford to burst on the Fanatic. I think we just need to hope to be able to survive it next turn. There's gonna be too much damage coming from, like, skeletons and stuff. So... I think I killed this court so that the cleric can at least do something next turn, but they're gonna have, like, not a lot of health. Or, I don't even get to kill it, even. I just get to stun it. Oh, I can actually imbue to kill something. Hold up. Wait, no, I can't. I'll still be 1 short. Will I? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a burn. Oh, that's awkward. I can't stun, because even though this guy comes into range, I take damage as well. Although, this actually saves the cleric even more health. So maybe that works out, but this stun was kind of useless this turn. We would have much rather had damage. I think that works pretty well. I don't like how low the Fiend is on health. But having both quartzes do nothing feels pretty good. We used our imbue, which I don't know what else we would have used it on. A big druid play. I think nullifying both quartzes turn 1 feels pretty good here as far as value of preventing damage and effects and stuff. So I think we have to go with this, but I'm not that excited about it. Oh. Redamage growth. This saves you from dying. You're worthless next turn if we can't stun the whiz. But I'd actually rather try to save you by doing enough damage to kill the whiz. If you roll heavy, you hit the fanatic. I'm considering just letting the fanatic kill the cleric. I can give this growth, but it's like too little too late. We'd actually have to hit this again, and then it'd be like 2 damage. I think getting this to give us mana is going to be pretty good here. I feel like we might need to balance this turn just to help keep people alive. What happens if I hit heavies here? I can do 3 to 6 damage to the fanatic. If I do 6 damage to you, probably not killing you, but then you die the following turn. Which if you're, or at the end of that turn, although if you're doing damage anyways, then I can try and just kill you next turn, so there's no reason to focus you now. Fully at least, I can do some of that damage next turn. So I don't think we worry about that. That's the only thing heavy would let me hit. I'd like to kill 2 bones to stun the whiz. That at all possible? We can definitely kill 1. Actually, if I kill this bones and then this bones, that helps us do it. So I do like a burn. Three damage with Druid's Growth. Probably 1 damage with whatever the Spellblade ends up with. You die. You go down to 3 health. Then I have like this and maybe a balance or a burst. Something like that. I think I re-roll this. Hopefully we get better than just mana. There's a lot of value in this side or re-rolling this side. I'll keep this on the Brute. I think stunning the Wiz this turn, because then that saves the Spellblade, it would save the Fiend. I might have to keep this side on the Fiend. Probably am letting the Cleric die this turn and try to clean up next turn. Oh, which means next floor gets tough when we have this Revive 2 HP curse. Because what I'm thinking is, I want to reroll the Fiend here. There's a lot of value to rerolling them. But if I hit like this pain side, then the Cleric probably needs to save them. I think it's worth having the Cleric die for that. Which they did. We're going to reroll the Spellblade on this. You're taking damage no matter what, so I can afford to wait to use your attack because I don't need to block this burn. Oh, with the burn, I only have to kill 1 bones to stun the Wiz, actually. My math was way off on that. I think I was initially considering doing it without using burn. But burn feels like it has a lot of value here. That actually changes a lot of the calculations we just had. But now I could definitely, without even using the burn, do something like this. Really close to saving Cleric, though. Let me try something. How much mana do I end up with if I... Oops. We burst this, which effectively makes us a 1 mana pain side. Use burn, which is cheap. Because then you can save yourself. Huh. Everyone survives this turn, but where do we go from here? You probably want to hit play balance next turn. Playing balance and kills the bones, gets rid of these two, and then we just have to worry about these guys. That is interesting. I don't like how low everyone's health is, though. I feel like I'd rather have a dead cleric and 2 mana. Is that crazy? I could also kill the Fiend and get more mana. I think the Fiend is pretty good, though. So the Fiend has 2 more health in this line. Everyone has at least 1 more health. Or most others have exactly 1 more health because they don't play burn. The Wiz has 1 more health, which makes them harder to kill next turn. And if they summon Bones next turn, that's a problem. I mean, I could just do this. And we're basically in the same situation, except the Fiend has 3 health instead of 1, and the Cleric is dying. Which, honestly, the Cleric can offset that. So I think I'm going back to the other one. I think the Wiz having 2 health here, so we can easily kill them this turn, is the deciding factor there for me. I don't like it, but let's do it. I think we should be able to survive from this state, though. We might lose a lot of heroes. Yeah, this is a nasty roll on the Wizard right now, too, actually. This is clutch. The Brute also has a pretty good stun here. This is getting rerolled. We don't get stunned. What do we get here? 3 damage heavy or 2 damage with self shield. The shield does nothing. 3 damage. Can only hit the quartz, and it doesn't do a whole lot there. It lets us kill the quartz, but the quartz is one of the last things I'm worried about right now. You're just out of range of the brute's stun, but we can fix that. Well, not with a burn. Although burn, we need to like try and hit balance this turn, I think. I think we take this stun. I think that can do a lot for us. Oh, we don't want to stun the fanatic though, because then they don't die. If it keeps the Spellblade alive, we might. I think this mana might be critical for us hitting balance. Actually, geez. It's not possible for us to hit balance unless we let the Fiend die. Oh, he can hit this. We might let the Fiend die. Although if we can't play burn after they die, but we wouldn't either anyways. I don't know if we keep the cleric or not. This is a lot of health this turn. Okay, well the druid can do a lot. They can kill the fanatic straight up. They can kill the bones with a burn or a balance. Might be better because that kills the bones and the whiz. That saves the cleric. If we balance, then we can stun the fanatic. Druid might be kind of screwed there. We might end up with a cruel copycat option too, which is intriguing. Alright, we're gonna reroll the Spellblade. We'll lose mana if we do that though. It's unlikely that we don't roll mana again, so I'm looking for upside there, so we're gonna reroll this, but if we don't get any mana from the Spellblade, that could be a problem. I think we keep the stun on the brute. I don't think anything else here gets us closer to killing the quartz or the fanatic. Well, it gets us closer, but I don't think it like actually gets us there totally. Some things do. I don't know. This is a really tough fight and a really tough turn. What's our best case scenario? Or what happens if we don't get balance? We probably get 2 damage here. This Wiz is going to heal 3 to everyone. I think we need to kill the Wiz no matter what. Well, the only way we kill the Wiz is if we burn or balance, which means we have to. That has to be balance. I think we end up sacrificing the Fiend this turn. Oof, this is tough. Let's see how this goes. I don't want the Wiz to heal themselves, because I think if we ignore the Wiz, we can probably kill the Bones and the Fanatic. Them healing the Quartz isn't that bad. But then if the Wiz turns around and summons like 3 Bones, like we're just screwed. I cannot stun the Wiz, we know that. So I'm looking to maybe stun the Fanatic with the Brute, is kind of our best case there. Debating if I want to reroll the stun or not. That's a tough choice. What happens if we end up with 2 damage? Does 2 damage get us to a point where we can balance, kill the bones, and have the druid kill the fanatic? Because that would be pretty epic as well. It does if we sacrifice the fiend. I think we do that. Fiend coming back next floor with 2 health is would be nasty, but let's try this. Okay, I think I have to keep mana on you. I think I'm re-rolling this. I want damage there. Okay. Interesting. Question is, do I have to kill the fiend? Yeah, because even if I burst block you, you die when you play this. Well, the good news is I think we can win this turn with 7 mana. Or at least just have like a quartz here or something. Okay. Oof, we're going into the Baron with the Fiend low health too. But all things considered, I think we're okay with the outcome of that. That was a tough floor. Man, another tough floor. At least I have some ways of insta-killing the... well, this will only hit the Baron. Oh, and the Baron has a ton of extra hit points, which don't give us mana, which is unfortunate. I was gonna say, this basically gives us 3 mana when we hit the Baron with it. That's only when they get down to their mana pips. This could be a long fight. It could very well be our last fight. We'll leave this here for now, though, because I don't want this to end up being like a 90-minute video if it gets to that. I think Cleric actually mitigates the Fiend pretty well if we just hit this. That would be a good first turn for them if they hit their pain or something. We'll see how things go, though. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. So leaving this here, thank you guys so much for watching. Before I go, I'll remind everyone that there are some links in the description below if you guys want to check those out. You can find my Slice and Dice probabilities reference table, a very handy resource for the game. You can also find my Patreon if you want to show some support. You can find the Discord if you want to hang out with the rest of the community. You can find all my social links and stuff down there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe we're still alive. Hopefully we can keep it that way. But we'll find out next time. So see you guys then.